How to become a successful chartered accountant in conversation with Mr. Anupam Sen. With more than 35 years of experience as a successful CA in reputed organizations, his sojourn covers experience in insurance and consulting domains in a Big Four, rich exposure in commercial functions, startup of Indian operations of a Dutch MNC, credit controller with major accomplishments in a US MNC, and leadership functions in major German MNC. So what are the required academic qualifications?
The basic qualification required for an entry into the chartered accountancy course, or for that matter any professional accounting course, is undergraduate in any background or in any discipline. The alternative route is to qualify in the foundation exams of the respective institutes, get the qualifying marks and register as a student of the institute.
What are the required skills apart from academics?
We call them secondary skills. The secondary skills are in terms of effective, precise, and appropriate communication. Skills around drafting of reports, keeping it to a minimum, and providing pointers and solutions is a credential that everybody looks in a professional.
What is the scope of growth in this profession?
As business grows exponentially across the globe, we need more professionals, not only in terms of accounting skills, but also in terms of their consulting skills. A professional accountant readily fits into this kind of a requirement. Moreover, businesses around the world are becoming complex day on day. In order to provide simplistic, customized, and palatable solutions, a professional accountant who is exposed to every nook and corner of the business is an ideal follow.
What are the boons and the banes of the profession?
Profession has its both the merits and demerits. The merits are in terms of knowing a business from its inception till the cessation. You become a part of the business. You are not merely an accountant or a person who does number crunching. You are very much a part of the decision-making process, a part of the operations, and a part of the implementation team. In terms of demerits, it is not impossible, but it's on the difficult side to secure the qualifying marks, especially in the final exams of the institutes. Once qualified, since an accountant has the diverse skills, he is expected to be a part of every small decision in the organization. Therefore, his time commitment to the organization is infinite. Expectations are limitless. Hence, he finds less of social time and less of time to pursue his own interests.
What about the working hours and the duration of service?
Since the professionals can be either employed or self-employed professionals, employment will cease to exist on reaching the superannuation age. But post-superannuation, one can always cash on the huge experience gathered over the years and apply it to certain client-related problems through freelancing. Taking the case of self-employed professionals, they have the flexibility to work till their last breath. Personally, I know one chartered accountant called Mr. Maahirii Sen, who was signing an audit report before he was declared to be an acute COPD patient and moved on the ambulance to the ICU of a hospital. So that's the kind of scope, that's the kind of attachment, and most importantly, that is the kind of expectations that the society has from professional accountants who are actually called public accountants in the Western world.
What about the post-retirement possibilities?
People who go for employment have an ocean of experience with them when they retire. Even if they don't intend to engage themselves professionally, based on their experience, they can be an advisor to the society at large across various walks of life, because they have handled problems which were unforeseen, problems which required not only skill and competence but required patience, resilience to handle, to get over, and to set a benchmark for their future solutions. Hence, as an advisor, professional accountants work best when they are actually not working.
What about the salary structure?
First of all, the profession is divided into two parts: people who seek employment and people who go for self-employed professional consulting business. If we are talking about people in employment, these days the minimum remuneration package is not less than 75k a month, and rest we can say sky is the limit. And if we talk about the self-employed professionals, the gestation period is a little high because any professional needs to build up his own brand in the market before actually pressing on the accelerator. So he takes time to mobilize himself, to prove himself, and to make himself a precious component of his client's business. Once done, he is the most trusted partner of his client's business, and trust and reward are directly proportional.
What about the changes in trend?
With my experience of over 35 years with the profession, I have seen how the requirements or the expectations have metamorphosed. It's not simply a change or transformation, it's actually a metamorphosis. When we were at the nascent stage, we were told to be good accountants, and that was our objective or target. When we crossed the nascent stage, we were told being accountants is not good enough. Try to become business managers. When we crossed that stage, people said that you have enough of experience and competence, advise others. And at the final stage, it was a kind of mentoring at various stages of the corporate life. So this profession has seen a complete change over the last 4 decades, where from mere accounting requirement, it has come to a requirement of a business leader and a guardian of the future business to follow. With more and more challenges coming from more and more changes, the accountant would transform himself into a more versatile all-rounder people, because the expectations from this background of people will never end. In fact, the limits will keep on extending its boundaries.
Who has been your idol?
During my days, I have seen various people in different positions, in different roles. The 2 people who have really been very close to my heart, and I cannot really call them idols. They were actually the people who shaped me. So they were not people from a remote distance. They were people very close to the heart. One was, this gentleman is still there, is Mr. Shamal Kumar Mitra, our number 2 partner of Lovelock and Lewis, Chartered Accountants, a qualified British Chartered Accountant of England and Wales. He came in India in the year 1973. I knew him since 1988. I haven't seen a person who is more courteous than Mr. S.K. Mitra. One great quality about Mr. Mitra was his power of active listening. Rarely he used to speak, but when he spoke, it mattered. And this gave us the right direction to build ourselves. He always used to say there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. If you know where to apply your knowledge and where not to, you have reached that scale of wisdom. The second person who was my client and later on became an elder brother to me is Mr. Prashid Gupta. He retired from a senior position in Tata Consultancy Service in Bombay and is now based in Kolkata. Out and out an industry person, extremely analytical, and the one quality that made him different from others was his wit. I always had a passion for wit and used to like people who carry that trait. So he became very close to me, and till date I try to kind of follow his footsteps. I have seen how he used to go through reports, how he used to communicate with his superiors, what to say, what not to say. We sometimes used to ask him, Prashid, you could have said so much. He said, I could have, but does the gentleman on the other side has the time? His time is at premium, so I should first respect that. My knowledge or my subject matter content comes much later. The other one person I should mention, who I have come across much later in life, and in a domain which is not my professional domain. He is a scholar. He came 6th All Bengal in humanities in those days when science, arts and commerce had a common merit list. That was in 1976. He is a true mentor. If I spend 1 hour with him, I come out enriched. His name is Mr. Devashish Roy Chaudhary, head of the Department of English, Anupam Sen College, an Acharya of Brahmo Samaj, and a Tagore researcher. Apart from being a singer of the highest order.
Your words of advice for the aspirants of this profession.
I have a very, very positive and optimistic view about this profession. This profession creates resources who are versatile. And people who have a little bit of doubt, who are a bit skeptical about joining this profession, my simple piece of advice would be, try it out. It's worth passing through this journey, and take my word, you will enjoy. You will have a fulfilling life once you pass through this passage of your professional active life. The contribution is boundless. The delight that comes accompanying such contribution is something which cannot be expressed in terms of words. It's something to feel about. And the trust level that one would enjoy, the respect and reverence one would command is absolutely emphatic. It cannot be described.
Push yourself, because no one is going to do it for you.
Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share the video and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any video. Do follow me on Instagram and Facebook.